Hello Shaper, hope you're fantastic today. Today's very stream I want to share with you. I want to share with you UPW port 6. Yes, 6. And by the way, yeah, I have a Japanese flag there. Over there you can see some Buddha and some yin yang sign. So yeah. And by the way, here we have some hearts. Isn't it cool? Yeah, awesome. Okay, so without further ado, let's jump in. By the way, you can also join my YouTube channel, which is 4K. And when you go to 4K, you can just click into my own boom profile. When you go to my profile, there we find my own website. On the website, you click on the 5th link on the 6. Yeah, 5. I forgot Spanish. On this 5th link, and when you go on the 5th link, you can jump into my stream. Alternatively, you can just go into YouTube and just say pogodora, pogodora, and you will be in my stream too. Okay, without further ado, let's jump in. So UPW, as you might know, I have been there for 4 days, pretty intense. And let's talk about your future biz. Do you have a business? Yes or not? Are you a business owner? Comment down below if you're a business owner, because I'm curious how many business owners are watching myself. If not, why do it? Because simply, when you have a business, even kind of side hustle or something like that, it is really important in these down days, because, you know, Koroski is coming here around and just busting all this others enterprises away, just left and right, and so many companies go bankrupt. And well, you are not really certain on your place. And why you need to have a business or a side hustle? Simply, if you got fired from or get fired in the future, which I not hope, from your place, you have nothing where you can eat your bread from. You want to eat your bread, you want to eat still your cones if you're in England, maybe yes. So instead of, I mean, you need a business, so you have a safety net. Simple as that. And to establish those things, everyone, especially in business, wants to succeed. Everyone wants to succeed. However, not many people know the formula for it. Not many people has a blueprint, simply. Everyone wants a success, but not many people has a formula for success. They have just no clue. They're just trying it out. I mean, it can help sometimes. However, in most cases, it does not help, because they might mostly they start off businesses by having no clue. Maybe you can, of course, attend a webinar or something like that on business. It might help you, but mostly people don't have the blueprint. And the blueprint is pretty easy. They're just 3 steps to clear. 3 steps, okay? How many steps? 3. Yes, the first step you have to ask yourself many questions. And it is the biggest time of your thing, because you have to do deep research. And people who say, no research, I want to take action, I'm an action taker. Yes, maybe you're an action taker. However, let me tell you that the more you do research on your client and on competitors, the more you can actually attract those people. And I tell you why right now. I tell you why you can have more when you do more research before even starting off from business. Simply, you ask yourself, first of all, who is your ideal client? Who? It might be when you kind of go coaching service and something like that, it might be you are teaching something that you got rid of, or you have learned something. And you just want to show the steps. And while showing the steps, you're also educating yourself. And you already know the point A to point B. And you want to pick people up from point A to point B. But first of all, you have to be really, really concerned. What is your client? What maybe the name of your client? What's the nationality? Where she is living? What is the sex of the client? Right? Is it a female? It's a male? It's something in between. Then you can go things like, what is the love? What is the passion of your client? What is the passion of your client? Right? Then what moves them? What moves those clients? Because moving is actually the life is a dance between desires and fears, which are most. And this is exactly what we should understand. We should understand the desires of the client and the fears of the client. The more deeper we know the fears, the more we can twist a knife and the more we can charge. Pretty easy. Okay? And the more we know the desires, the more we can even stronger this will to offer your product. Now, you did your research, you know your client, you know everything about this guy or this girl or something in between. And then you go to the second step. What is your irresistible offer? Irresistible offer. You have to be stupid to not take this offer. This is kind of offer you should do. Most people are just doing, okay, I do an offer, awesome. And maybe some people buy it, okay, cool. Yet what happens is most with those offers, those people who are buying it, they don't have any high expectation of it. And when they don't have any high expectation of it, what will happen is they buy it and they say, okay, cool. And then people start to go into the finds the failure, finds the faults of this product, of this service mode. And once they go into this freaking mode in the mind, they will find the cons of your product. They will find. Some people put some, even in Japan, I have seen some reviews of a freaking company, and people are putting 1 star because they said, yeah, this freaking company, I parked in a parking lot and there was a spectacular person. And then they leave a 1-star review for it. And this is exactly what happened when people go into this freaking mode. They will find the freaking fault on your product. Even if it's not your product, they will bash your brand down. Simple as that. And you want the hell of those people. You don't want those people at all in your brand, in your product. You don't want those people. And to not have those people, you have to, first of all, be clear who your customer is, attract those people by knowing what the message is. And now, when you get a resistible offer, which is actually, and then people's expectation is really big and really high, boom, this offer will blow my mind, will blow your mind, then you give the plus alpha. And what is the plus alpha is? You deliver even more than expected. You deliver even more, you over deliver. And what happened with those people? When you go for example in a shop and buy something, and you get so many values just by, you feel like, oh, there's so much value, you have to buy it. I'm stupid when I don't buy it right now. And you buy it, right? And then imagine you buy it, and this thing that you bought has even higher potential, has even higher, you get even more service of this thing than you even expected. You will say, woo, dude, I love this guy who's bought it. And then these people who are buying it from you become super fans. Yes, Pat Flynn, super fans. What are super fans all about? Well, super fans are people who are buying from you. They're protecting you. They are doing the whole thing of spreading your message. They will say, dude, I just bought this thing. Whoa, I said it's so cool. And it was even cooler. Do you also want to buy it? Yeah, man, I want to buy it. Cool. This is what happened. They will actually spread the word to all. You don't have to do the freaking social media and everything. I mean, you can do it with social media and everything, and you can do the Facebook ads, but you don't need it. If your offer is amazing, you don't need it. Okay? Now, no matter what you do in this world, complexity is enemy of execution. Back in the days, Simon Sinek has talked about one thing. There was one brand that said like, hey, we cannot make it even easier. You know, and the slogan was like, we paint this kind of things, this kind of things, this kind of things, this kind of things. And the problem was they put those things, this kind of materials, put on kind of this chemistry slang that nobody understands, besides people who are into chemistry. And nobody bought from them. And they said, when we change the slogan and say, we paint every shit. I mean, it sounds a little bit rough, but you know, we paint everything. And then when they asked, like, everyone could resonate in this very thing because we paint everything. It's easy to understand, right? And this exactly is the key word. Your message has to be simple. Has to be freaking simple. Has to be simple that you can explain it to a freaking toddler. Okay? You have to explain to a freaking toddler. As a toddler will understand it. This is how your message should be. It is not genius. People are not genius who can talk like this kind of high-grade language which you don't understand. It sounds cool, but you don't understand the shit. And this is exactly what happened. People understand the shit and then what happened in their brain and say, okay, I don't understand the shit. So what he is even telling you, try to ask yourself if it's even true what he's talking about. And you try to ask, and you go into this asking mode, and then you try to go and make him more suspicious, this person, and then you go into this mode to find the error, and you will try to find the error, and then you say, okay, and you will you find the error, and you will bash down this human being. And this is not because you want to bash him down, but because simply this message of this company wasn't clear enough for you to understand. And this is so tremendously important. People who are talking with complicated languages, those aren't not genius. Genius are those who can explain those things in easy to understand language that even a toddler will understand it. This is how it is, okay? People who can talk with complicated languages, those people they just memorize the text from the books. Simply as that. They're just good at memorizing, but not in processing it. And make it easier and put the quintessence out of it and show it to the world. This is really important, that you show the quintessence, which is easy. Easy is the key. Okay? So, next thing is, success in a world, especially in business world, before you succeed, you have to become an achiever. You have to have in your mind that you are a freaking achiever. You're an achiever. Okay? And when you think you are an achiever, you have to become an achiever, you have to master the science of achievement. You have to master the science. And how to master the science of achievement? Well, many people start off being creative without having any solid foundation. Any solid foundation. They just start off and say, okay, I try it out. I mean, it might help, but some people are losing decades of the time just by being creative and having no results at all. Now, let me tell you something. Success leaves clues. Success leaves clues. Before you even started to be creative, have you did your research on all the competitors in your market? And not just on all, and just number one. Do the research on the number one competitor in your market. And try to do better than him or her or something in between. Try to do it. And how you can do it? Well, first of all, you do research. For example, you go like, okay, cool, I want to become the next PewDiePie. Okay, PewDiePie, what kind of computer does PewDiePie have? What kind of editing software does PewDiePie use? Right? What kind of camera does he use? What kind of lighting does he use? What kind of hashtags? What kind of things does he uses? What kind of thumbnails does he uses? Really important, those things. You make a research. The deeper you do the research on a competitor, and you buy also the same things that, and try to buy all the things that competitor have, because it's number one in the world, and you try to be the same, at least you go a higher hurdle. Because when you use all things that people who are number one in the world are using, you feel mentally higher. You feel you can achieve even more. And this is where it really get pushed forward, when you take off. Okay? So first of all, before even start off being creative, copy those people. Copy them everywhere. And when you say, no, copying is really bad. Yeah, in school. Yeah, in school it's maybe bad. Yeah, in school. But you are not in school anymore. Fuck school. You don't have to be there. What you can, in the business world, in everywhere in this world, you have to copy. Look on China. China's economy is booming. Even with the frigging coronavirus. Koroske, no props. We are booming. Like several years before, America has introduced one big plane, like an aircraft, military aircraft. And what happened is, after a few months, China also say, hey, we have the same one. They have mastered the art of copying stuff and even make it better. Back in the days, for example, we have like Toyota, one of the biggest companies in this world. Toyota, right? How Toyota grow? How they started off? Well, they picked up Ford and bought other brands from the UK, from the US. And what they did, they're seeing, okay, cool, this is actually what they have. This is how a motor looks like and stuff like that. They did actually the research on all the details and tried to build the same. They tried to copy it. And they copied over and over again till they said, okay, maybe we can do a little bit easier here. Maybe we can do a design tweak and so on. And this is exactly what happened. I mean, everyone's copying anyone. Freaking Apple, back in the days, has copied Microsoft. Till Steve Jobs said, no, we're doing the iPhone. This is where it took off. Because we're focused. And not just, hey, we will do the same as Microsoft does with another brand. This is exactly what happened. You have to copy. You have to be master of copying. If you master copying as a people, you will understand how the things works, and then you can start off being creative. If you want to be a YouTuber, watch people's thumbnails, watch people research, do your research, watch people what kind of things they do, what kind of words they're using, what kind of pattern interrupts they're using, what kind of intros they're using, what kind of transition they're using, what kind of gear they're using. Maybe they are using a drone. What kind of drone? Maybe TGI drone, maybe another drone. What kind of things they're using? Maybe what kind of editing, software, also what kind of keys they're using, what kind of keys they're binding to edit it even faster. The more research you do, the more you understand about your market. And the more you understand your market, the more you can become successful in this market. Okay? Before even started off with your product. The worst thing really you can do, so before you tap into the creator mode, find the role model and doing what you want to achieve. Who is already doing what you want to achieve. This is really important, to find a role model. The number one in this market. You find this motherfucker and just do the thing. You just keep him. And you just go and follow him. No matter what. You do all this stuff. What he is doing, what she's doing, what it is doing. Just do it. And you will see how you grow automatically. You will see how you will grow. Try it out. Just copy paste. But it might be hard in the beginning. But the more you are doing it, the more you are giving the confidence muscle. And the more your confidence muscle grows, the more you will grow as a brand. And the more you grow as a brand, the more you can even collaborate with those people right now. Some people are freaking afraid of collaborating people in the same market. No, you have to collaborate with them. Some people will say, no, it's a freaking cartel. It's simple. You can use YouTube. You can collaborate. And when you collaborate with those people, well, then you get even more value. Then you get even known by this market. So those things I wanted to tell you. Before even starting off, do your research. Okay? Before even doing anything, do your research. The more research you do, the more you do research, the more you try out what your competitors does. And the more simplify your message so everyone can understand it, and not just Professor XYZ. Do your research. Also, really important, which was not taught in UPW, language. What kind of language does your target market speak? Really important. If you do, for example, like bodybuilding, you are talking about cuts and something, nobody will understand, right? When you do like skateboarding, then you say pushes, or thinking like pushes, grinding and stuff like that. I mean, right? In those kind of languages, those kind of slangs, you have to understand them. And don't fake it. I don't want to go into the market if you have no clue. I mean, you can do it. You can do a research when you can adapt, when you're an adaptable person, no props. However, first, before you even do anything, do your research, really. 99% why people do not succeed because they didn't done enough research in forefront. And the thing is, you cannot do always enough research. You have to keep on researching. As you are moving forward, you keep on researching. If you want to become the number one in your market, you research the number one, what's number one doing, and maybe look like, okay, these things are releasing, and then you buy those things and use those things. Because you always, if you use what number one people in your market, in your niche are using, you always have an advantage compared to others. If you want to become a next football player, look what kind of footballs people are using, what kind of shields people are using, like helmets and stuff like that, what's the best people are using, and buy them. If you are really serious, not just doing it as a hobby, but doing it as a work, having it as your own business, buy those things. And people will say, no, it's too expensive. No. It is expensive for those who don't see the value. If you want to become the number one, you have to see the value. And when you start to see the value, you will see that those things aren't expensive. Like Hikakin, he has a freaking to have faster edits with your computer. Have a freaking MacBook Pro. And not Mac Pro. It's like 80K. 80K for a freaking computer. Can you imagine it? You can buy a Mercedes for it. Literally. Mercedes S-Class. You can buy for the 80K. But here's a computer there. In his home. Or for playing video games. Here's a freaking 7K computer. From Alienware, the new one, the white one. Looks pretty cool. Why? Because he wants to become the number one. And he is using what the number one is using. If you're really serious and becomes the number one if your own market, then you don't, first of all, you have to stop. Use your money on bullshit. And spend it on those tools which are number one people using. And before you do it, do your research. And see what is more important. Like you see your own situation, okay, I'm right now, I'm broke, I have nothing. And then you start to be negative. No. You say, okay, cool. Maybe I get this kind of money, make and spare here, and maybe I can buy it in 1 year or so, this one product. Or maybe I can buy a better one because I have saved some money. Like people, I don't know, like the best Fortnite gamers or something, the best shooter gamers have like this Logitech Pro, which is $100. It's a mouse. It's the best mouse on the market. The most pros are using it. It's maybe not the best mouse in the market, but the most pros are using it. So the number one players are using it. If you want to become number one player in esports, use this thing. Or things like SteelSeries, what was it? Crosshair something. The new SteelSeries thing. $200, a keyboard. It might be expensive, but if you use it as a hobby, it might be expensive. But if you use it as a tool to become the number one, it isn't expensive. Do you see the difference? And I hope so. Reshaper, I hope you got some value from it. If so, smash the like button. Tell me in the comments below what's number thing you picked up so far. Also, maybe things, oh, this is wrong or something like that. We can also discuss in the comment section below. I want to make a massive shout out to Pawan and Krishna Paladugu. Thank you for watching. And also people on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Have an awesome day, and as always, do not let yourself super now. See you tomorrow.